Another favorite of mine is the Heartful Spirits Tarot. This is by Trish Lee Schufelt. I found her on Facebook when she was working on this deck, and I got to be in her Facebook group where she would ask for advice, like, you know, I'm looking at these two designs for this card. What do you guys think? Do you think it looks better with this on here? That kind of thing. So the people in the group got to actually have input into the deck. And then since then, I know she did a Poe tarot, as in Edgar Allan Poe. I think she did another one. But this, I don't have those. I have the Heartful Spirits tarot, and I love it. And I think part of the reason I feel so connected to it is because I was there. You know what I mean? Very cool. If you are interested in her decks, www.artinsoul.org. Art in, as in I-N, soul, SOUL.org. Okay? Check her out. She's awesome. She's very cool. And I love it. I love it so much. So this is Judgment. And she does have a keyword for upright and a keyword for reverse if you do reversals. So that's Judgment, Five of Swords. My cat's just like kind of sleeping on my desk now. The Devil. I swear, every time I look at my phone being mirrored on my screen, I see something pop up at the top, but I never look quick enough to see it. Seven of Wands. It just did it again. I'm watching you. Six of Coins. I love her deck so much. So far, I would say in my top 5 decks, I'll see if I can kind of narrow it down. But so far in my top 5 decks is definitely that one, and then the Wayward Dark and the Neon Moon by Pixel Occult. Now, here is just a visually stunning deck. The Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot. I love this so much. It has such gorgeous artwork. It's a little like classic. So here's the back of the cards. And all cards have some sort of gold foil on them, okay? So here's the moon. You can see the light reflecting off the foil. Wheel of Fortune. They're not foil on the edges though, which I thought was an interesting decision, because there's plenty of decks that foil the edges but not the actual cards. So I thought it was interesting because like this has texture, you can feel it, but the sides of the decks they didn't foil. And I do know there's some people don't like the edges being foiled because it starts to come off and it can make shuffling more difficult, so maybe that's why they didn't foil the edges. Three of Wands. Hopefully you guys are able to see these enough. If you're not, I'll be redoing this video. King of Wands. Nine of Cups. If there's any of these that I show in this video that you want to see in more detail, like an actual walkthrough, and I haven't done a walkthrough for it yet, let me know. Leave a comment. I am working on getting through all of my decks and doing walkthroughs on all of them, but I'll move it to the front of the line, so to speak, if you have something you want me to see or you want me to show. I don't know if I'd put this one in my top 5. It would definitely be in like top 10 probably. Okay, we have another one with gorgeous artwork. Shadowscapes. Ugh. This has been around for so long. I'm sure you've seen it at some point if you've been in the tarot world for very long at all. Gorgeous. The artwork, I love fantasy and elf kind of artwork, and that is exactly what this deck is. I tried to keep an eye on my phone too because it did just stop the recording earlier for no reason. So, back of the cards, very pretty, purple. The whole box is like purple too. So this is the Queen of Pentacles. The only thing that I and many others, because I've heard people talk about it, wish they would have done differently is to not have an edge, a border on it. I personally prefer almost any cards I have to be borderless. I do know there's people who modify their decks. I have thought about doing that many a time, but it scares me. I'm afraid I'm gonna, you know, botch it, right? So Ace of Wands, some cute foxes. I do love the foxes. They're adorable. I'm gonna get out of wands. Four of Swords. No, let's try a different suit. Six of Pentacles. Get you out of the glare. There we go. So, stunning, gorgeous deck. Sorry. Okay, so now we're getting down to where it's a little more of a meh, you know, not quite so. I really love these. So from this point forward, if there is a deck I have that I show starting now to the end, you know, not one of my favorites obviously, but if there's a deck I show that you really love, or maybe you've been looking for and you want it, leave me a comment. Give me your email address or something, and I will message you and we'll see if we can figure something out for you. I'll ship it to you. I will ask a little bit of money, you know, but we'll see. It depends on the circumstances whether... Well, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out one-on-one, all right? It's going to be a case-by-case basis. I'm not going to do like, everything's $20. So don't worry about it, case-by-case basis. If one of these you've been looking for, you really want, or just seeing them now makes you want them, let me know, please. My lip is dry. Okay, so sort of my mid-tier of like, I like them, but they're not favorites, is the Tarot of the Hidden Realms. And I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I get a new deck and when I order it, I'm very connected to it. I'm like, this is amazing. This is exactly what I wanted. And that's how I feel about this deck. But then over time, I guess your needs as a tarot reader change is what makes the most sense to me. And those decks that you loved so much when you first got them maybe kind of get pushed to the side for others because you don't feel the same connection. And that's how I feel with this one. I mean, the day I got this one, first of all, I had bronchitis, all right? I was living on the couch in the living room. It had a couch bed, this couch that we had at that time. And we just kept it pulled out. My husband would sleep on there with me, and I stayed there. And it was a bad case of bronchitis. My throat has never recovered, actually. And I'm not exaggerating. It really has never recovered. Ever since then, my throat gets irritated so easily. So, Journey. Oh, it just says Journey. Tarot of the Hidden Realm. It's Fae based. One of the things that's cool about the artwork potentially that is like different. This is a cute paw print post-it note. Not post-it brand. One of the cool things about it is they're all zoomed in. And I'll show you what I mean. Here's the back of the cards. Gorgeous. Looks very elven. Okay, here is the Seven of Wands. See, it's focused on like her upper body. One of these days, I will know where to pick this up so that it's not has a glare on it right away. Five of Cups. Again, zoomed in. Four of Wands. And then let me see if I can find a major. I like to be able to show a major. Oh, here we go. Temperance. And then number 20 is Life Renewed. Very cool. Beautiful artwork. Just not something I ever reach for anymore. Okay. Next, another mid-tier for me is gonna be the Dark Wood Tarot. This is another very cool deck. But again, it's one that I don't go for anymore. I mean, look at the book on this thing. Look at this. I mean, crazy. And like, full color pictures. I mean, this deck is great. But I don't get pulled to it anymore. So, here's the back. It's just the initials DW for Darkwood. By Sasha Graham, art by Abigail Larson. I realize I haven't been telling you jack shit about who's doing these decks. Sorry. Alright, we have the Eight of Swords. Love it. Get in your box. Queen of Wands. Oh, let's get her out of the light. No glare. Thank you. Queen of Wands. Page of Pentacles. Most of the pentacles, if not all of them, I'm not going to go through to double check. Most of them, though, sand dollars are what represents it. King of Wands. And then Death. Okay. Great deck. Just not for me anymore. Okay. Let me show you the other Pixel Occult one. This was Pixel's first tarot deck. And I did go back and get it after I had the Neon Moon, Wayward Dark, and the Adore Abyssal Oracle. I like it. It's just, I don't connect with this one like I do Pixel's other decks. I'm going to try to just say Pixel instead of any pronouns. And then I don't have to worry about messing up. So, here's the back of them. And like all of Pixel's decks, there's like a 2 to 3 color palette. 2 to 3 colors color palette. So here's the Eight of Swords. Out of the glare. There we go. Six of Pentacles. Three of Wands. Seven of Cups. This is why I have it up, shared to my computer, so I can see what's within frame. And then here is the Emperor. Okay. And this, I didn't even tell you the name of it, did I? Sinking Wasteland Tarot. Okay. Let me grab some of these others out of here so I can start putting decks back in this container. Okay. Okay, all right. So, I have the Light Seers Tarot. I remember there was a lot of anticipation for this when it came out by Chris Ann Donnelly. It is a good one. Massive thickness of book. I like how Chris Ann did some of it where it looks like handwriting. This, nope, this, there we go. It's kind of nice. Adds a personal touch. So one of my favorite cards in this deck, one of the reasons I got it, is Death. It specifically says Death and then an infinity symbol and then rebirth, and I love this art. I love this drawing. One of the complaints that I and some others had is that the box isn't big enough to hold the deck all in one stack, so it comes like split up. It's a little it's a little annoying. Beautiful deck. She did it amazing. A little annoying. So like here's 3 of Swords. Again, I like how it looks like someone just hand wrote it. And the Fool keeps trying to get in my way. 4 of Swords. Strength. I love that instead of a lion, it's a lamb. I love it. Also, it's in green on the side, which is kind of fun. I love this strength card too. It is actually one of my favorite strength cards of any of the decks. Okay. All right. That's that one. Oh, let me put the book back in it. We're at 38 minutes. I might like split this into 2 videos, part 1 and part 2. So, I got this one, the Neo Rider Tarot Collection, because while I'm not into the traditional Rider-Waite at all, it is sometimes nice to be able to look at the traditional picture and like kind of compare it and see what's, guys, this basket that my decks were in, yeah, she just climbed in it. So it is kind of nice though to see the original artwork sometimes, but if I was gonna get Rider-Waite, I had to get fun Rider-Waite, okay? So this is what they look like. They're very flashy, gilded everywhere. The edges are actually black though, which I find interesting. These are so slick. Oh my god. Anytime I've tried to use them, I end up with multiple cards on the floor. Because this is the slickest tarot deck I've ever had. It's crazy. But this is just like traditional pictures, but all gilded in gold. But again, if anyone else wants it, let me know. The Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reed. I do like Colette. I have followed her for a while. I have not been into anything that she does recently though. I don't do a whole lot anymore with her, but I did used to absolutely love her cards, and I mean she made a ton of decks. A ton. Most of them Oracle. And I've actually heard people talk about the Good Tarot here and talk about how they prefer to use it more as an oracle because it's a very positive vibes deck. It renames death into transformation, and that is a hot topic in tarot communities. Probably not as hot anymore because it's been years, but when it first came out, it was a hot topic because some people said that she was watering it down. I didn't see it as watering it down. I see it as different decks serve different purposes, you know? So that's how I saw it. Maybe you do want something more positive. You want something encouraging from your reading for yourself or for someone else, so you go for this deck. The problem is this deck is hard to shuffle. It is hard because the cards are kind of sticky. They're also on the larger size. Nothing compared to the Diablo Tarot. Again, go watch that video if you're interested. Here's the back. I'll give you a few Queen of Fire, Ace of Water, Ten of Earth, and as you can tell, the suits are just renamed to their elements. Messenger of Earth. I believe Messenger replaces Page, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I've got this down. Oh, this magician, I always smile when I see him because I immediately think Santa Claus. He makes me think of Santa Claus. Emperor. Yeah, we'll call that good. Has a book too. I've barely used them. Probably a handful of times. Okay, now we have a couple that are just in bags. And this bag is covered in fuzz. Hopefully that doesn't show up too much on the camera. This is a little Lovecraft Eldritch Tarot, but it's only the majors. That's what they did at first. I got this through a Kickstarter. My husband and I both love the Eldritch Cthulhu mythos. So I had to get it, obviously. So I got it on Kickstarter. I'm not sure where you can get it now. This is one that I will not part with because it's unique. And I don't know if you can even get it anymore. So here are some of the majors in it. We have the Fool. We have Strength. There's Cthulhu. High Priest instead of Hierophant. There. Oh, well, that's a good card to show anyway, the Lovers. Now, they did eventually put out a full tarot deck that had minors as well. And I think that might be what this is. And if that's the case, then I would part with the majors only, potentially. Let me see, is that what this is? I'm pretty sure they ended up doing the full thing and that we got it. The bag won't open. Look at this. Oh, there we go. Oh, this is my Dragon Age Tarot. I mentioned this one. Apparently this pouch is just coming apart. Okay. This is the Dragon Age Tarot. This is the other deck I have that's based on a game, and I will not part with it because of that reason. So when I said every deck after this point, I meant except the Cthulhu and this one. So this is Dragon Age Inquisition themed. 7 of Coins. If you don't know the Dragon Age games, then you're going to have no idea who anything is in here. 2 of Swords. There's some of them. Ace of Swords. Strength. So, anytime a tarot deck comes out that is tied to a game I like, I'm going to be all over that. For a while, I got really hooked into dating sim apps. It's kind of fun. Kind of fun. And there was one that had a tarot deck in the app. And I actually messaged them one day and I was like, hey, are you guys ever planning to actually make these tarot decks and release them, you know, where people can buy them and do tarot readings with them? And they had not done it yet, but they were thinking about it, so I might have to try to find that again. My last 3 are also my first 3. They're the first ones I ever did. I have them in little tarot pouches that I got because they were all in tuck boxes. And no, this one wasn't. It was in a big box though. So if you want any of these, I don't think I'm willing to part with this one because this one was literally my very first tarot deck. It is the Sacred Dreamers Tarot. So there's Judgment. It's a very female-based deck. There's not very many males in it at all. 10 of Swords. Queen of Pentacles. Beautiful artwork, but this is another one that I wish it didn't have borders on. Hierophant, that's one of the guys, and he looks smug to me. I don't like him. I'm pretty certain I did a walkthrough video on this one. I will, at the end of this video and at the end of the other part of the video, I will have the end cards have that playlist there, so you can just click on it if you want to go see what I've done walkthroughs on. This is Joseph Vargo's The Gothic Tarot. This one I will part with. So the only ones that I have mentioned since then that I will not part with is the Dragon Age, the Sacred Dreamers, and the Cthulhu. Now, I edged these in black. This is the first time I did any deck modification. So if you get them from me, if somebody wants these, you're gonna have the edging that I did. It does have a little book. Back of them, we have Death. This was my second ever tarot deck. Knight of Pentacles, because I'm a little goth at heart. The Moon. Oh my God, I keep forgetting, guys. I keep forgetting. Let's do it this way. Maybe this hand will have a better chance. There we go. The Hanged Man. Six of Swords. Okay. And I have a suitably dark tarot bag. Now, these tarot pouches have seen some things. They've been sitting around. They have fur, because I have animals, and fuzz just attached to them. I don't know how that happens. Okay, and then, I gotta drawstring this one. Last deck. I am thrilled that it's the last deck. By the way, I did not realize this would take an hour. This is the Epic Tarot. This is a low Scarabeo deck. I do love it. It was my third deck. My husband picked it out, but then he didn't really do anything with it. That was upside down. Is that the Fool? There's a lot of symbolism in this deck. This is the Hierophant. I like him because he's like teaching. This is the Lovers. They are literally lovers. This is the Ten of, is it the Wands? Because it has a wand there. I believe it's the Ten of Wands. I don't know though. Hang on. Oh, and their suits are King, Queen, Knight, and Knave, but they're all fantasy animals like griffins, unicorns, dragons. What is... It's just a little black book. Okay, chalices, pentacles are spheres, swords. What are wands? What are wands? Oh, books. Wands are books. So that's what this one is. Okay. Interesting. Oh, here's one of the suits. Phoenix. All right. That's all my decks. Are you glad? Because I'm glad. I knew I had a good deck collection, like a pretty good collection, but also I did not realize it would take this long. So, for those of you who stuck with me to the end, you're the real ones. All right? I love you all. Sending you lots of love. Go check out my playlist of walkthroughs. If there's any of these you want me to do walkthroughs on, kind of bump them to the top of the list, let me know and I will do that. I appreciate you being here. I hope you have a wonderful day, have a magical day, and I will see you next time. Bye.